Right, here we go at number 5. Cats.
Cats. Okay, Cats.
I haven't seen it. I can't bring myself to watch it yet.
Cats.
I can't.
I mean, you may have to rush because I don't know how long is it going to be around for.
It's at number 5 in the top 10.
It's been out for a couple of weeks, okay? It's made £7.2 million so far in the UK, 1.9 million this week. So, insofar as Cats can be compared to anything, you can draw a parallel of sorts with The Greatest Showman. So, another big budget, notionally mainstream musical, which did not receive particularly good reviews, although The Greatest Showman's reviews were sort of slightly doubtful, dubious, whereas Cats were
not
unusually poisonous. But The Greatest Showman at this point in its life cycle had made, I think it was closing in on about £10 million, and it was still making 1.9 million in its 8th week of release. So this is not going to be the favourite of the people that The Greatest Showman proved to be.
The Greatest Showman soundtrack was in the top 10 biggest selling albums of 2019. It was released in 2017.
Yeah, I mean, clearly that film struck a chord in a way that I don't think the Cats film is going to. But then this 41% drop week on week is not disastrous. As for a blockbuster, that would be regarded as very good. For a musical, it's probably about par for the course. What fascinates me about Cats, because it is, just beyond dismal.
Did you see the stage show?
No, I didn't see the stage show, but I know enough about the stage show to kind of work out what the issue is with the film. Is that the stage show, you turn up to the stage show, and basically the plot of the film, insofar as it even has a plot, is that a series of around 20 cats introduce themselves in song to the audience, one after the other, and then one of them, they decide which one of them is going to be ritually murdered. That's it. There's no plot to it really beyond that. And what they've not done, working title for the film adaptation, is thought that this plot will play bizarrely in cinemas. And I mean, of course it will, because nothing happens. It's just a series of songs. And what's so odd about the film is that after, I remember, there's this kind of cyclical process of watching it where you become sort of numb to the atrocities that you're seeing on screen, and this kind of weird, terrible live-action CG hybrid where people's faces are sliding around over their skulls in this kind of bizarre, horrific fashion. The digital fur, some of it's ruffling around, some of it's weirdly static, although, of course, that may have since been updated because I think Universal sent a second version of the film with updated special effects to cinemas about a week after its release, because the production of this thing was right down to the wire. The film was finished on the morning of its premiere, I think.
Why not just put it back?
It's too much money sunk in it. It was the big Christmas release for the studio. They had to get it out. But yeah, so you kind of you become numb to what you're seeing, and then suddenly, every 20 minutes or so, it's like a jug of ice water hits you in the face, and you go, "Ah, cats!" And you suddenly realise what it is you're watching.
Are you a cat person?
I'm allergic to cats.
Oh wow!
I'm allergic to cats. I'm also allergic to cats in general. So
Did you have a preconception though going in to watch this? Because even from when the trailer was released, it was like, what is this? What have they done to it? So there was this negativity around it from that point
yes,
on.
but
so can you go in though?
What's so incredible? No, because basically there was never going to be a version of that musical that would have been good. It's impossible to imagine a version that would have been worse than what we've got. And that's because, I get the CG. I get this kind of, in theory, this desire to kind of clothe the performers in fluff, digital fluff.
Apparently Idris needs more fur.
Let's not even go there. Anyway. But because it doesn't work, you've kind of got badness squared. So you've got this bad decision that goes wrong. So it's kind of like multiplying badnesses upon badnesses. And it's the same with the way that the camera moves in it. Tom Hooper, who made the musical adaptation of the film adaptation of Les Miserables, right? Which I thought was great. I had a great time with that.
Really emotional.
The way in which that's staged, camera unflinching, peering into the performers' faces, close quarters, songs delivered like dramatic monologues. Anne Hathaway sobbing her eyes out. Yes, please, thank you, enjoyed that very much.
Yeah.
Now, the whole point of that is that there's no artifice there, okay? There's no barrier between the performer and the audience. And so you're getting this straight to the heart. Now, Jennifer Hudson, when she does Memory in this, the camera is closer in on her as it was in Anne Hathaway. Her nose is streaming. She's obviously highly emotional. But between you and her is this kind of digital veneer
Glaze.
of horror that's got all this kind of fur sprouting out and the kind of whiskers and this kind of glazed look on the face. And it just doesn't work. They've not sensibly thought about what it is we're doing to these performers and how that's going to affect the way in which the audience connects with them. Now, imagine if someone like Baz Luhrmann had made this film.
Or Jon Favreau.
It would still... Well, I mean, look, Favreau, he's done the virtual filmmaking with The Lion King, so that's one thing. But what I mean is someone whose sensibility is like Luhrmann,
Yeah.
who is just go for broke camp and craziness,
Yeah.
okay, rather than someone like Tom Hooper, whose instinct is to kind of get the actors kind of blasting their emotions down the barrel of the camera. It would still be bad, but it would not be anywhere near as bad as what they've ended up with.
Shall we have a lobby correspondent?
Let's.
This is James Fahey from Bellevue, Washington State.
Objectively, the worst movie that has come out this year, and yet somehow everyone in the theater applauded by the end of it. I genuinely have no idea what is going on.
What were they applauding for, though? That it was the end of the film? Or
This is the thing. The film, it made me think of the psychoanalyst Jacques Lacan, who had this theory, I mean, working on Freud's theory of the uncanny. You know, the uncanny valley in digital animation, how you can make something look not quite lifelike enough that it becomes intensely disturbing, okay?
Yeah.
Lacan developed this theory so that you have this this sense that if you're staring at an image and you don't know what the image wants you to respond with, like joy or horror,
Yeah.
then that in itself can become intensely disturbing. And there's this kind of anxiety-inducing effect that brings the human mind to the point at which it can no longer distinguish between good and bad. Now, people applauding at the end of
dangerous.
Cats, that's Lacan. That's it. Okay?